Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me. Hey family, so we're back with another Coffee Crush reading. We're gonna see what your crush is thinking, feeling, and potential next move. So I'm just gonna hold up the latte art so we can get to it. Full disclosure, every single one was really loud, even before we could even like as I was making the thumbnail. So whatever one pulls you the strongest, go there. If more than one call you, it's fine. They probably won't be that long. Doesn't feel like they will be, but there's already a lot of details in the messages. All right, so pile number 1 is the Swan Mocha Latte. Pile number 2 is the Fall Leaf Latte. Pile number 3 is what we're calling the Wavy Caramel Cappuccino. And then pile number 4 is hot chocolate. Okay, so no caffeine there. I mean, minimal caffeine. It's not coffee, okay? Or espresso. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile number 1, my Swan Mocha Latte. Let's see what your crush is thinking, feeling, potential next move. Interestingly enough, your latte is the quietest one. Like of all of the ones and how they were already speaking through just being added to the thumbnail, this is the only one that wasn't like that. It's the one with the most intricate design. And it just feels classic, right? Like it feels classic, timeless even. So maybe that's how this person feels about you. Maybe that's how this person would describe you, or like just how they see you. But there's a classic, timeless, low-key vibe about it, okay? And so I might go ahead and just say, there are other Swan design lattes in this same exact series, which you'll be able to see. It is linked. All of them are connected. And then also, if you're looking for non-love readings as well, and this is strongly calling you, or if you feel like you may just need a non-love reading and you're not sure where to go, and this strongly called you, I'll go ahead and recommend the Swan. There are some on the public side. There are some in the memberships, okay? So let me see. Tell me about the Swan Mocha Latte. What is this person thinking, feeling, potential next move towards my pile 1? Meditate and contemplate. So the new moon in Pisces, end of winter. Okay. This person thinks about you a lot. They really meditate on you. They contemplate on you. Feels like the type of person that would actually watch you when you're around, just because I mentioned that classic timeless thing. Like they just kind of can't get over you. Like they can't get over like that you're a real person, that like you're just available to them, that you're their type, or that even if they're not certain, right, crush, they just can't believe that like, okay, I'm really like, pile 1 is right here in front of me, and I might be able to connect with them like that, okay? Because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, right? That's the fantasy, glamour, siren, right, energy. So I've got surrendering to the divine, which is a full moon. Okay. Quiet, low-key, okay? I don't even know if this person's in a state of action. I don't know what the next move is going to be, because right now this person's really meditating and contemplating on you, possibly the connection or potential for one. So let me see what's going on with the tarot. Pile 1, my Swan Mocha Latte. What's this person thinking, feeling? Yeah, they might be waiting for you. I mean, surrender to the divine could be someone that's just meditating, contemplating a situation, and that they've just surrendered, right? because there's two sides of it, like, no pun intended. Like, there's a side where they're just going to surrender and wait, where you know this is someone that's not likely to pursue. And then there's also someone that's meditating and contemplating on the right time. Two of Wands is where we're planning, right? It's where we're planning, it's strategy, it's where we kind of lay the framework for where we're headed. And it's like this person's trying to align in the perfect timing, right? It's like they know that they want to connect with you in the right way, in the right time, where there's not a connection already. Okay. And where you are in a connection, there's something they're waiting for the right time regarding. It could be a conversation, it could be next steps, but like they're really just contemplating and meditating on whatever it is they're waiting to proceed with. Okay. Fulfillment of wishes. 9 of Cups. Okay. This person, they see you as the person of their dreams. Okay. And as they meditate and contemplate, very just calm in their mind, in their energy, right? It's not even the words on the table aren't even those of thinking. It's being more meditative. It's like, okay, I need to make sure I'm in divine alignment with getting what I want when it comes to this connection with pile number 1, okay? Let me see. One more. Some of you, especially where it's really early, this person's just meditating on what it is they need to do, how they need to proceed, and when to proceed in the way that they need to do it in order to get what they want, which is you, right? I've got Prosperity Begins, which is something new. I got Passion Ignited. This actually, these two cards came out in a different reading, okay? Very, very new, very much crush, okay? Like, this person kind of sees you as again, the answer to like any manifestation they've been doing. Like, if they've hoped for love, asked for love, prayed for love, they see you as the answer to all of that. Especially where we're talking about brand new, a crush you maybe just met, or a crush that you've not been able to go deeper with yet. Like, they're really excited, and in them being excited, they're like very meditative about it, okay, and how they want to approach it. All right, tell me more about my Swan Mocha Latte, please. What's this person thinking, feeling, potential next move towards my pile number 1? All right. I've got the Yang energy, proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. Very, very active. For some of you, even divine masculine energy on the table, where it's like, this is someone that's waiting for the right moment to strike. Like, they know what they want. They feel it, but it's like waiting for the right moment to strike. And like I mentioned, whatever it is that they would be planning or trying to be in a divine alignment with regarding, that's what we've got here, okay? But they feel really good. They feel very powerful. They feel like they need to act in some way. They just don't feel like they're in the action stage of whatever, okay? House 6 is establishing that foundation. It says health, daily life, practical details, and it's something about the attention to detail and the planning element. Like, something about attention to detail, planning, and being very active regarding it, okay? The next move is going to be very loud, and it's going to happen, I don't know how to word it, like day to day. Like, it's not going to be this, it's not going to be somewhere uncommon, unfamiliar. It's going to be somewhere very familiar that maybe you frequent day to day. I guess that's just a confirmation for some of you. One important thing to note about this person, they are very stable. They're very practical. That's why they're very meditative. So the next move is going to be just talking to you, calling you, asking you, whatever. Like, it's not going to be this grand thing. It's going to be very mundane, like the house 6, right? Remember, the house 6 isn't as flashy. It's the things we need. It's the practical details. It's everything that keeps us functioning, alive, and stable. So that's how this person's approach is going to be. Some of you is as simple as being like, hey, we got to spend more time together day to day, right? I want to be more active and more actively engaged with you day to day. I got Aquarius energy. So Aquarius in house 6 feels like we often overlook that acts of service aspect of the house 6. So it's like, I think this person's next move towards you is going to happen in some type of collective day-to-day setting. So like when we talk about congregating, when we talk about things you do together in groups and collective spaces, that's going to be how this person catches you. Honestly, some of you, where we're talking crush, that's trying to catch you, because some of you have piles like that. This person's going to try to catch you day to day in your collective setting. So whether you do any type of groups or projects, places you frequent, things you do often, that's where this person's going to try to catch you. Okay. All right, let me see. That's going to be where the most likely action day to day, the most likely action towards the next move. I keep wanting to say day to day, so it's definitely going to be day to day, very mundane, family and friends, right? Any place you go with family and friends, or surrounded by family and friends, things like that. Like some of you, this person's just going to go through family and friends with you, okay? Where you're dating and there's no disconnect, this person's next move is to really integrate you into their family and friend group. Like day to day, consistently very active, okay? Wanting to be close with you, wanting you to be close with their friends, wanting you to be close with their family. Okay? Those of you that are looking for an engagement, like a proposal or anything like that, where it steps out in this pile, very low key, like family gathering, like a small intimate setting with family and friends. It's not flashy at all, right? We've got self-love. And we've got this harmony. And a past life. If this person, okay, you don't need to be concerned about any conflict with family or friends, because this person wants you to have self-love and self-respect. So like if you have a history of like where you had a partner and it was chaos with family and or friends, and this person didn't like defend you, that's not this person. They're very grounded, they're very stable, they're very practical, and that they don't do all that disharmony, okay? Like they would nip it immediately, okay? So let me see, tell me more. I don't know, somebody specific needed that, okay? So tell me more about pile 1, my Swan Mocha Latte. Okay. What's this person thinking, feeling, potential next move? Oh, you came from the other reading I filmed. That's why it's like that. I'm gonna try to edit those 2 videos together. You got a pile in that what's the crush telling their friends about you, talking to their family and friends. They're not just thinking, they're telling their family and friends. There's been confusion historically, possibly in past connections, where you've overextended. Okay, like they can tell in observing you. This person pays attention to the details. Like this person can tell you have a history of overextending in your relationships and in your connections, and that you're often misunderstood and taken advantage of, and like they're not really going for it. You're kind of thinking of how protective they are a little bit when it comes to you. Okay. You got available, unavailable. If you come across as emotionally unavailable, this person kind of sees that as why. There's a very specific pile that I'm going to try to remember to redirect you to, because it's the same exact energy. But this is more this person's thoughts and energy versus what they would be saying just in general. So what is this person's thinking, feeling, next move. Oh, the shadow. Yeah, y'all definitely are coming from going to the bird readings. I didn't read the shadow because I don't have time. I really don't. But like, if this is someone you've dealt with at all, or even if it was like a first date, or like they just kind of had a couple conversations with you, they can kind of tell. They may be meditating and just kind of waiting it out to see if it's going to progress in the connection, because they possibly see you as very selfish, right? Like they may not see you as in alignment with them, their family and friends, because self-love and disharmony could someone that's like a little bit egotistical, right? That expects people to overextend for them while being unavailable to those other people. Like if you have those selfish I, me tendencies, this person's kind of observing you. Like they're catching the red flags, and they may be describing that to the friends and or family. Okay. Yeah, like where that's a thing, they're probably gonna keep you as a friend, like at a distance, because they feel like, because nine of cups could be real selfish, okay? And we got 2 wands, like I, me, okay? So if this person becomes unavailable, right, they start withdrawing their energy. That's why they feel like you're not in alignment with that, okay? Now, on a lighter side, some of you, this person's like really reflecting on and possibly discussing, because I got friends 2 times on the table. At one point you have friend zoned them, or they had friend zoned you. Somebody got friend zoned at one point, and they're reflecting on that. Okay, they're definitely talking about it though, because we got the parrot. Okay, because this is also someone that will repeat the things you say, especially if you say something crazy and chaotic that really comes across as selfish. They would absolutely repeat that. So you are the Swan, Latte. We've got the parrot pile. I'm going to redirect you to both. Most recently, the Swan has not been around. It's been more the parrot. So the newer readings have parrots. They are members exclusive now, but there are some free on the channel. Okay. But yeah, this person's thinking about possibly where they may have needed to overextend to get your attention. They're thinking about that, like where you may have friend zoned them or whatever, and like it was very difficult to get your attention. Some of you, I guess on the lighter side, this person's not only reflecting, but they're sharing with their family and friends. They're excited and they're talking about it a lot. That's why they're so excited about you being the type of person that's like very centered, very self-love focused, in a way where they don't have to worry about it being confusion. They don't have to worry about you dating any and everybody, or like cheating on them, things like that. They feel like you're their past life soulmate, okay? Like they feel like it's not gonna be any confusion, okay? Others of you, if this person has been dating around prior to you, this person's like, I've already told, or I'm already telling all of the people I was talking to casually prior to pile 1, that is over, that I'm not going to be talking to them anymore, or that I'm just going to be friends. It's a lot. All right, let me go ahead and close you out with your advice. Grounding. You need to be grounded and stable, because this person is very grounded and stable. This is the most centered thoughts and feelings reading I can remember, right? Like the person's like, their energy is not chaotic, right? It's just like, okay, very logical, very practical, very easygoing. Like they're certain, they know what they want, okay? Like they know what they want. They're not wishy-washy at all. So you're going to have to be reborn into a more grounded state, okay? Like if you play hard to get, I don't know that this is a person you do that with. If you are wishy-washy, like do things like to make people jealous, if you come across as selfish, just in general, watch it. This person's not going for any of that, all right? So I'm not like judging y'all. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up, because y'all are asking about these people, and like the shadow is this person may see you as selfish, right? So just be reborn and ground a little bit so you can see beyond like whatever, okay? All right, let me close you out and move on to pile number 2. All right, pile 2, my fall leaf latte. Let's see what your crush is thinking, feeling, potential next move. So this is a plain latte. Some of the others have flavors, so I'm just going to go ahead and distinguish that. If you are looking for the plain latte, you're in the right place, right space. And this is one of those ones that was channeling as soon as it hit the thumbnail. This is, I mean, this might be my scandalous pile. It might be. It basically, this is somebody that feels like, and this could be their thoughts, this could be themselves and how they're reacting, responding to you, or how they feel you're reacting, responding to them, right? Someone here won't let themselves have what they want, okay? Or someone is in the way, like could be someone else in the way, or like someone feels like they're in the way. So I don't know what that's all about. So tell me what's going on with this fall leaf latte. Nothing will come up this situation. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Some of you, this person feels like you think it's too difficult. So like, okay. Or maybe they feel like it's too difficult. I don't know. I'm struggling to align this. Okay. Someone here, there's a thought process of something being too difficult and just not really worrying about it, okay? And I'm not saying that's what this person's thinking about you, okay? Because there's a bunch of you here and you're all in different perspectives of this thought process. Like, because remember, I channeled that energy of someone not allowing themselves to have what they want, and possibly someone else being in the way, or someone feeling like they are in fact in the way. You see what I'm saying? So wherever that makes sense to your circumstances, go ahead and take it. Let me just keep pulling these cards. Tell me more about this fall leaf latte. Okay, yeah. Nothing will come up the situation. The end of a tough cycle approaches. When we talk about somebody that you might be dealing with, and there's an identifiable incompatibility, or someone's literally not available because you're talking to someone else, dating someone else, exclusive with someone else, we have a thought process of moving on. So like if you're asking about somebody you were talking to that you liked, and you know either they've moved on or you are perceived as having moved on, like if you're talking about, like if you're talking to dating someone else but still asking about this person's realized like it's time to move on, right? It's over, it's done. Okay, so tell me more about what this person's thinking, feeling, next move. Positive movement forward, moving on. Positive movement forward with optimism. Like this is someone that's moving forward with optimism, whether it's because the lighter side of whatever blockage, if somebody else was in the way, right? If there was a person in the way, right? I don't know y'all's personal business, and I don't judge. I don't know if someone was dating someone else, or if there was just any sort of third party influence. It feels like the lighter side is like someone is out of the way, and now we can proceed, right? We can proceed positive movement forward and build and work on this connection, right? Eight of Pentacles is efficiency. It's like it's smooth sailing, literally. That's why it has that image, because it's smooth sailing. Like no challenges, no hard karmic lessons, any of those things. I've got the waiting game. And we've got the Seven of Cups, especially when we talk about third-party situations and someone or both of you having multiple options. You guys feel like maybe you made the right choice between choosing with each other, or made the right choice and choosing to separate and move on, right? That's basically what it is. So let me see. Tell me more. Some of you, this is someone that's thinking about, or we're talking about active third-party situations. They're waiting for you to choose them, or they're waiting, right, to see if they're gonna choose you. Like it's a thing when we talk about partnerships, okay? Because this Libra card says consideration, fairness, and harmony. Okay, balancing of the scales. And it rules the 7th house of our exclusive partnerships, right? It's actually our formal partnerships on paper. And so, especially when we talk about this person's thoughts and views on like marriage, for better, for worse, that's where their head is regarding whether or not they're going to move on, pursue, and things like that. Okay. Especially when we talk about more challenges, tough cycle and challenges. Okay. All right. Hard aspects. Tell me more about this fall leaf latte, please. What is this person thinking, feeling, potential next move? Very solemn pile, by the way. Like the energy is very cold. We got sexual healing. Got past life. Accountability keeps being there. And especially if this person has a history of being led by their sexual desire. They're thinking about how accountable they need to be regarding that, or if they feel like you're driven, very driven by your sexual desires, or historically have been. They're thinking about like accountability on your end, right? So I'll get one more from this deck and grab that other one. Tell me what's this person thinking, feeling, potential, next move. We got inner fears and emotional support. There are concerns. Whether this person feels you have the concerns or if they have the concerns, someone here has a history of a sexual nature that will the connection be able to hold somebody. You get what I'm saying? The worry that someone's gonna cheat, right? Whether this person is reflecting on you thinking that, or you know, reflecting on whether you'll cheat, right? Because that's the thing. There's a fear of someone cheating, possibly someone having a history of cheating, possibly being judged regarding a history of cheating, and connecting deeper emotionally and trying to have that emotional support, but it being very difficult due to accountability and I guess a lack of trust, right? So some of you, where we talk about attachments, it's like, can you get beyond it, right? And that's the question. All right, I'm at pile 2. I'm gonna close. I'm about to get this, then the advice, and close you out. What else do we need to say? Incoming energy of health. When we talk about habits and regimens and exercising. Okay. Individuality. And we got tradition. This person is seeking what I guess we call a twin flame union. They're seeking a past life tie. They're seeking someone that is very committed to one monogamous relationship. Or they perceive you as being that, and they're reflecting on their ability to give that, right? You're all at varying perspectives of the table, right? But like, we got somebody here that's thinking about like long-term health, right? Being single versus having a family. What a family looks like, what that union looks like, and the healing, and being able to kind of stand the test of time. This person wants a connection that's going to be able to stand the test of time, like that twin flame bond. It's just like, for better, for worse, literally. This person seems very locked in on the concept of for better, for worse, okay? And being able to be with somebody that's going to be able to make it through the worst of times as well, right? Let me get this advice. It's very solemn mentality this person has. I don't know if this person's just like, if this is a crush, this person's got a lot of possible baggage, or fears, or just concerns when it comes to long-term connections. But they're very passionate, very sexually stimulated by you. They see a potential for depth, but they wonder if that passion that excitement, that sexual compatibility is sustainable long term, if it's enough to hold you, hold them, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna close you out, move along to pile number 3. All right, pile 3, my Wavy Caramel Cappuccino. We're gonna see what your crush is thinking, feeling, and their next move. But I think this is like the loudest one of all of the others, and I absolutely have a redirection for you. Did I put it in the notes? I did. So already I made a thumbnail today. Someone in membership requested another career reading, and I'm always down to do those because I don't do them very often. So I made the thumbnail this morning, and for whatever reason there's an aligned pile. I'm gonna make a note. I don't know that I'm gonna have redirections, but I'm at a minimum gonna just make a mention. I'll try to make a mention because it was just so loud in this one that this pile has a pile in that Mocha Moolah career reading that's up and coming. Okay, now before any of that, when I first made this thumbnail like a week, 2 ago, this Cappuccino, it was very particular energy. So I got a wave of, okay, this might be my pure crush pile because someone here is very particular about their name and how it's pronounced, or I feel like someone here might also just not have the name, right? Whether it's you or them, like someone here doesn't have the right name, or like the full name, the real name, pronouncing it right, like something's off about the name. And I was overreacting to this design. Like I didn't know what to call it, so I just rolled with Wavy Caramel Cappuccino. But even in the picture here, it's like real specific about, no, that's not a latte, that is a cappuccino. Not only is it a cappuccino, it is a caramel cappuccino. Like it's particular. So I don't know if that's this person's nature or how they're perceiving you, but it's definitely going to be reflected on the thoughts. Don't forget to go to that career pile. Those of you that are not a member, don't worry about it. I have Mercury Money Magic. There's a pile, choose from any of that. So whole playlist, okay? So like there are career readings available to the public as well. It's just that this specific pile is redirecting to from a very specific pile that I'm gonna film at some point in a couple of days, I guess. You're very close to achieving your goal, okay? So when we talk about career though, there you go. But there's some tie between your career and what this person's thinking, and I don't know why, but like that's something. So this person's feeling like either you're close to achieving some sort of goal or they're close to achieving some sort of goal, and again, it affects the connection. I've got the answers you need are coming with the full moon in Gemini, which will be next month. There's a pile I filmed earlier in a different topic where I talked about how real time I'm filming this during the full moon in Taurus. This full moon in Gemini will be next month. So something about within the next month, something about this person's thoughts, feelings, next move, maybe your career within the next month. By this full moon in Gemini, real time, from one full moon to the next new moon cycle, something there. So you got some tidbits. I like it. I love it. So we're going to keep pulling these cards so I can see this person's thoughts and feelings about my caramel cappuccino. We got an emperor. We got balance. Ooh, look at that. We got major arcana, right? We got a position of authority and things harmonizing. I don't know if there's issues with anyone's career that would be impacting the connection. That's different because remember we led with this being brand new from scratch, right? Because we're talking about people's names being thrown off and things like that. So let me see. Tell me more what's going on. Third eye. Okay, a lot of you in this pile, trust your intuition, trust your discernment, right? This is trust your intuition, trust your discernment, because we got that third eye prominence, which is the psychic intuitive energy where you're kind of know what's going on. This is one of all of the readings, and this is my second time saying a similar statement, but like Of all the readings, like all day I've been saying, of all the readings, X, Y, Z, like a specific instance I had not seen before. In this pile, the specific instance is clarity. The answers you need are absolutely coming. Third eye chakra. And I don't know that you'll be surprised by this person's thoughts, feelings, actions in any way, because it feels like a buildup. It feels like expectation. Like this person is expecting you to react. Like I feel like you're expecting this person to react like something. There's an expectation, but it is based on achievements. I don't know if this person's going to move or if you're going to move, but that's the thing, okay? Regardless, it seems to be resulting in some sort of a union. There's a lot of purple here. Look at that. Actually, indigo is third eye, but whatever. Tell me more about my wavy caramel cappuccino. Look at... Trust your intuition regarding what you think this person's thinking and feeling. Yes. I mean, I don't know. Like this is, I don't know who you're asking about, but I'm not getting specifics on the person's thoughts and feelings. I'm getting that, yes, you're in alignment. Feels like more of a telepathic energy. Speaking of the T's, I got that here. I also got twins. It feels like you two are on the same page. This person's thinking what you're thinking what they're thinking. And that could be for better, for worse, but like, it feels like someone that maybe if they have psychic energy, they have a prominent aura, they're woo-woo, esoteric, occult in any way. Maybe they're shielded to where you're not going to get the specifics of what they're thinking. But like you'll get the confirmation that it's mutual. I like that. I like that with the harmony. Same vibe. Okay. This, the lovers is ruled by the sign of Gemini. We got the twins here. Definitely things are going to get easier. I don't know what kind of hard times you're on or just negative perspective or whatever, you or this person or both. Whatever that is going to clear up, I guess, within the next month cycle that I gave. It's the first pile all day across readings where I've gotten a timeline of when to expect something. Ooh, quick, within a month. Boom. Within a month. Okay. Something's going to clear up. Okay. Especially when we talk about something that's been at a pause, at a standstill, something that's required strength and spiritual strength and faith, like clarity. That's where this person's head is. And again, it's mutual. 5 of Wands is those obstacles. Both of these together is motion. It's energy that hasn't grounded. It's absolutely psychic, esoteric energy that hasn't quite grounded yet. Okay, that's why it's obstacles and challenges. It's all emotion that has to happen before the foundation is set. So I don't know why the pile's coming through that way, but it is. You know, it's a cappuccino. It's not a latte. So tell me more about what's going on with this pile 3. I'm a little caught off guard by the energy, but it's clear. I don't have to fight through it. It's just not as detailed as we may have expected. And it seems intentional in terms of like how it's hitting the table. Yeah, we got Jupiter, grow and expand. Energy is growing, evolving. There's a success pending. There's a goal reached soon. Like there's some sort of expansion. Okay. The moon. So Jupiter, the moon, both the two planets of like spirituality, right? Like Jupiter, something about a group, right? I don't know what's going on, but Jupiter talks about spiritual growth, ascension, elevation, where we acquire knowledge and become more worldly. The moon is our emotions and when we're more intuitive and connected to our intuition. Okay. We got house 2 of stability, security, our assets, where we're grounded and stable. So there's an elevation and expansion that is making someone more stable. I think I saw earlier where we talked about like a move or something like that. I've got house 7, which is the relationships, the intimacy. Okay, someone's growth, ascension, stability is going to lead to this connection. I don't know if this is a long distance relationship you're asking about. I don't know if this is a crush that just got other priorities over you, that once it's resolved, that's it. But we have a grounding and a stabilizing of energy. So heavy Jupiter energy, heavy lunar energy, and both houses that are ruled by Venus. So when we talk about our partnerships, when we talk about our money, our assets, when we talk about just love and romance in general and our ability to prioritize those things, it just hit the table. Okay? All right. Good for you. Good for this person. I like it because this feels like a pile where how this person feels aside, how you feel aside, it feels like people's lives are kind of stabilizing. I know the world is a very interesting place. And there's a lot going on, right? Boom. Very close to achieving the goal. Accelerated motion. Y'all probably hear me say all the time, if you watch my readings often, 8 of Wands for me as a reader, when it hits my table, is like next day energy. Like, and especially since you got very soon to, like, you're very close to achieving your goal, very soon, accelerate motion. I don't want to spook you, but before today, you're getting this reading ends, you're going to get some inclination regarding something I mentioned, whether it is this person or something that would influence either your ability to prioritize them, their ability to prioritize you, something career-wise, because I don't know why that's connected to this pile. I guess I'll see when I do that reading, but because I say 24 hours, I see results here. A couple of hours, honestly. So tell me more about what's going on with this wavy caramel cappuccino. What is this person thinking, feeling in their next move regarding my pile? Okay. Oh, I love it. I'm going to keep it and we're going to leave it alone. We're not going to keep fighting with it because there's a heavy emphasis on very, very soon. The answers you need are coming. We got the third eye and intuition. The one thing that is certain is that this person feels it's love at first sight with you, right? It says the instant gravitational pull you two felt when first meeting lets you know that this is a soul connection. Some of you might have met someone while you were traveling somewhere that you don't live, or while they were traveling to where you are, right? That's an example that would make sense, right? And it makes sense why the name, the pronunciation, or just having a piece of it or something like that doesn't make sense. Regardless of the specifics, we have love at first sight that happened, and very soon things are going to make sense and you're going to have that clarity regarding courtship. All right. Getting to know each other better, things like that. If you're picking this pile and you don't have anyone specific in mind, you're just bored, or just, you like the latte and you're like, I wonder if I'll see what's, the next person I'm interested in is thinking, feeling. This opportunity, this love at first sight is going to happen actually much sooner than you expect. And you're going to be back trying to see what this person thinking, feeling, and all of the stuff. Okay. But go to that career reading. That pile is going to be interesting because when I redirected you there, I didn't know all this was coming out all woo-woo like that. So let me pull from this last deck before I get your advice. You know what? I said career reading. I'm sending you to the Matcha Moolah. This is the house of your finances. This is the house of your partnerships on paper, like your business deals. So yeah, exactly. Interesting that came through. So what else is this person thinking, feeling, next move from my pile 3? And in a way that makes sense for the topic today, we got community, groups, family, did I accidentally say groups or something like that when I was looking at, I said group it or something crazy like that. Groups are a big deal. Okay, this person's thinking something about groups and things like that. Okay, we talk about community. We got a rebellious energy. Tell me more. This person may consider you to be a little bit rebellious. Okay. We got a one night stand and just friends. There might be questions. I'm going to put this back because I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be. Some of you, if there's a question of your interest, right, especially due to distance, this person's wondering if you put them in the friend zone, if you're interested in them, if you're just really rebellious to And when I say rebellious, just feeling like an outsider in whatever collective settings, group settings, cultural settings you may know them from. Like, that's the question of if you're feeling outcast is chaotic. I don't know if that's the word. Different, right? Just like an outlier, right? So tell me more. Yeah, we got the performer. Part of the courtship, this person might want to take you to some sort of event, right? We got a performer and community. That's a very, very relevant theme when we talk about like things that tie in together, right? We got a community performer. I've got a would you accept? Okay. You got a one night stand. I'm just going to leave the one night stand. I know what it looks like, y'all, but I keep putting it back because I don't want y'all to misinterpret the energy, because it's not would you accept the one night stand. It's would you accept how quickly this person's wanting to move, right? Like accelerated motion, like, because the one night stand card is the fast, sudden connections card. Okay. So that's where this person's head is. Very specifically, some of you, this person's thinking like they're wondering if you would be responsive, or if it's doing too much, if like the kind of date they seem to want to take you on, like they're wondering if it's coming on as too strong. Like they're wanting to do some, like the courtship, the dating, they want to move very quickly with it, and then them wanting to connect very quickly with you, whatever the courtship, the date is. They're hoping like that it's not too intense or doing too much, and that you would be willing to do it, go participate, whatever. Okay. All right. So let me get your advice. I like this pile though. This pile was interesting. It was different. It was very different. I like that in this one, when we talk about next move, this is my first time. See, here we go again with the pile that I'm like, I can see the actual date. I can see like a performer, community, like, would you go? That's sweet. I love this person's energy. And like I said, those of you selecting this pile where this is not a real person yet, it's going to be nice. So let me get your advice. What advice do we have? Ooh. Okay, so overcome your fear and go participate, do whatever the thing is, like the date. Because the emphasis is back on love at first sight and would you accept? And like, would you accept got snatched by the destiny card. So like, it's almost like your spirit team is like, overcome fear. Are you going to accept your destiny? And I don't know what that means. It's very woo, very esoteric, very third eye-esque. But like, whatever it is, this crush you're asking about, or this next connection that you may be applying this to, it's a part of your destiny. Probably why, like, I'm like, okay, you need to go to the Matcha Mula career reading, right? You need to go to that career reading, that specific pile. That's probably why it's like that, because it's all connected, because nothing's separate, right? So anyway, take it however it goes. And like I said, if you're in members, go where I'm sending you, or go to the Mercury Money Magic if that's not where you're able to. I promise you something is in that Mercury Money Magic series, okay? So I'm gonna close you out now and move along to pile number 4. All right, pile number 4, my hot chocolate, or you want to call it mocha, you can. Doesn't have caffeine. It's decaf coffee, or it's just hot chocolate for everyone, because the main thing I channeled for this pile was everyone can participate. So those of you that can't have coffee, espresso, it's not good for your health, and here you go. This is your pile. This is definitely your pile, because of how it came through. So I'm going to go ahead and see what your crush is thinking, feeling, potential next move. And okay, so I was, when I put this on the thumbnail and I kept seeing that everyone can participate, I kept getting the wave of, we'll see more of what that means as I start pulling cards, because I don't know if there's obstacles or if you're not supposed to have access to something, but it just, yeah, so I'll take it. Communication is key is here. There's something coming through, okay? And I gotta expect powerful change. So communication is key. Expect powerful change. This is someone that in their mind, they're like, okay, I have to talk to Pile 4, or Pile 4 has to talk to me. Okay. A lunar eclipse, excuse me, a solar eclipse could be relevant in some way. But like, I mean, right now we got the new moon in Gemini, which communication is key, and expect powerful change as a result. So we got a grounding of the base chakra here. So tell me more. Tell me what's going on. What's this communication that's going to create some powerful change when it comes to my hot chocolate pile? Tell me for my hot chocolate. What's going on? Yeah, moving on. Okay. Communication is key. Someone has to take some sort of an action. It's not even just about talking, because this person's thinking a lot about your next move, their next move, whoever needs to move and create the change. Okay, that's the mental conflict. Okay, a lot of blue here, a lot of blue, which rules the throat chakra and the speaking and the communicating. I've got 2 M's that could be relevant. But someone here is surrendering, has surrendered, or is thinking about what they need, like how they need to surrender and just let go or do what needs to be done. So what is this, and what's all this do or die time? Tell me options. This is someone that is ruminating on all of the opportunities and options they have available to them to communicate with you or interact with you or pursue you or further the connection, like whatever it is, right? Because I got the material harvest of the 9 of Pentacles here. This is someone that wants you to know that they're single. This is someone that would go out of their way to not only make sure you know that, but to discover if you are. Like, they want to see if you're on the same page regarding connecting further when we talk about a crush. This is also someone that sees themselves as being stable as an individual and seeing that personal stability as, I don't want to say as a launch, but as means to further develop with you. Okay? So let's see. Tell me more about my hot chocolate mocha. What's this person thinking, feeling, potential next move from my pile 4? Something, ooh, powerful change 2 times. We got transform and, you know, I don't know if something completely shifted for this person, is shifting for this person, but like, honestly, it feels like someone that's going from being very single options minded to wanting something more stable, or wanting to shift from very in a connection to exploring their options and wanting to be on their own. That's 2 extreme polarities when we talk about that chaotic transition. What I would be mindful of is a heavy light, but I just want to bring the shadow to attention because it's a shocking one. It's one that catches you off guard. So it's like, I'm telling you this person's thinking, but like they're like, cause some of you, they're debating on if they're going to just do something for better, for worse. Like the beautiful side of this is someone that's used to exploring their options, wanting to be very single, catching you off guard and wanting to be very exclusive and committed. But the shadow is someone that has thus far been very predictable and stable, transitioning and like, nah, I've been keeping this to myself. Boom, I want to be single. I want to explore my options. You see? And like, that's why it's a thing. But I'll go back to the lighter side when we talk about being stable and harmonious, right? Because we have the trine here, where we talk about 2 people that are very compatible, even through transitions. Like, this person feels like you may be very like-minded. You handle transitions similarly, for better, for worse. Like, even in like the darkest of times, like, you handle trauma in a way that is compatible. People don't think about that. So this is a deep thinker. Makes sense. Because people always talk about what they like and how compatible they are with the best attributes. But your shadows have to be compatible too. And I don't know if this person's experienced that, seen that. It feels like this person feels good about the way you handle transition in conjunction with the way that they handle transition. That's a thought, okay? All right. Tell me more about pile 4. This hot chocolate. What's this person thinking, feeling, potential next move regarding my pile number 4? They think you're like work perfectly together. You're in perfect harmony, literally perfect flow. Some of you, the person might even think that the connection is divinely favored, supported by angels, intermediaries of some form. Yeah, especially when we talk about transitioning and changes to courtship, or the approach to courtship, or the ability to date and get to know each other further. Tell me more. Heavy emphasis on courtship, courting, right? Dating, and deeper intimacy. Third party is here. If there's, okay, the shadow is non-negotiable. Like, you are the shadow where we talk about not being on the same page regarding kids, right? Or we're talking about a heavy emphasis on someone exploring their options in third-party situations, and we're talking about someone that there's confusion regarding children. Shadow. I don't want to be like abrupt and abrasive about it, but like, it just, like, that's there because I don't want it to take over the table. So let me see. Spiritual awakening. Yeah. Okay. And when I say that, I mean actively, because remember that there is a shocking grounding of someone that maybe you don't expect to do that, or didn't even expect themselves to awaken spiritually and stabilize. Okay. But this is my spiritual awakening pile. I actually do think I do. Yeah, I have twin flames at the bottom here, and I had another indicator at the bottom. I don't remember, but this is my elevation spiritually. This is a person that feels you have or will go through metamorphosis together. Okay, for better, for worse. And the way the relationship has ended up or turns out in the end is going to determine kind of light or shadow. Like, this person feels like your shadows are complementary. You handle trauma in a compatible way. Then it feels like this person's feeling like at every era, in every period of spiritual ascension, when someone steps out of like what shadow work and things like that, dark night of soul, whatever it is, you're even more compatible than before. Okay, because we can't control everything, right? I want to get one more because that being the bottom throws me off a little bit. Okay, they clarify past life in reverse, control issues. This person feels like you have unfinished business from a past life. I don't know how spiritual woo-woo this person is. Whatever the not spiritual woo-woo compatible thing is, I'm just using the language I know, right? However this person would describe that energy, they feel like you have unfinished business from a past life. Okay? And they're pondering that, and they're wondering how to remedy that. Okay. Tell me more about this hot chocolate. I'm still not understanding that everyone can participate thing here. Oh, everyone can participate. Like, it might be that busy energy, that shadow of like, for everybody, belonging to the streets, not anyone's person. Oh, that's it. This person wanting to explore their options. Everyone can participate on the shadow. I didn't think that was going to be a shadow message. Tell me more. Let's clarify that everyone can participate in the lighter side, please. Everybody can participate. Some of you are going to find out. Okay. Now, this is either what this person thinks of you, or this person's, I mean, that's the truth of how they move, right? When we talk about someone that's very shallow, options, multiple options. Some of you, your spirit team wants you to know this person you're associating with this hot chocolate, everyone can participate. Okay. This is an energy vampire. Okay. And if they want you back because they're draining you, right? Like, they're running behind you, They're very vampiric in energy. It's because they're an energy vampire and to keep your distance, okay? And others of you, because I said in a different pile, you're all at varying perspectives of the same story. This person may not be the energy vampire. They may be in conflict because they may be perceiving you as that, whether it's true or not. Okay? They may be perceiving you as an energy vampire that's possibly like running behind them and they're keeping their distance. Okay? And that's where it applies. But like I said, it's you or them, but somebody here is an energy vampire. Explore all their options. Everyone can participate. And the reason, and I hate that that was a message for the shadow. That annoys me that it came through, but I also don't want y'all out here looking crazy. But that's really what it is. This is my hot chocolate pile. People can't have caffeine. I wanted y'all to not have a chaotic message. I'm about to, let me tighten up. I want to see where the lighter, I mean, the lighter side is more like that twin flame, really compatible. We are compatible even in our worst state. That's rare. Like, right? Like, even though like that, like, it feels like a shadow thing to experience a shadow perspective, like a glass half empty perspective. It's really not. Because think about it. Like, think about how good it must feel to be in comfort with someone where you don't have to be afraid of your shadow. You don't have to be worried about how they'll interpret your energy because your shadows are compatible. You grieve the same. You mourn. You grieve in a compatible way. You mourn in a compatible way. You transition in a compatible way, right? So that's really healthy. The healthiest relationships have mastered that. So that's really the lighter and where this person's head is. So even if they're in downtrodden energy or not, blah, 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 you work well together in shadow work. Okay. But yeah, where this groupie, vampiric, I want you back energy exists. It could be a third party. It might not be either of you. This person's thinking about how they're going to keep distance between this vampiric groupie energy and make the right decision and possibly stabilize with you. Because remember, varying perspectives of the same pile. So let me go ahead and get your advice. What advice do we have from my hot chocolate mocha? Use this knowledge, to prioritize your financial security, especially if you pick the other pile where that's a thing. You use that knowledge, okay? Don't let this person chase you down because they want to drain you. They want to take advantage of you in some way, okay? You use this knowledge and you prioritize your financial security, especially if you pick that other pile where I led with that, okay? I actually thought this card would come out in that pile, okay? All right. And before I close it out, I don't want to be vague about this. Where this is someone you're actively connected to, I mentioned earlier, a shock, a surprise that may catch you off guard. You need to be making sure you're financially stable and financially secure because the shock is like, it could affect you, especially where Pluto rules Scorpio in the 8th house of other people's money. If you're reliant on this person financially in any way, because I don't care what side you're on, I'm just making sure you know, like, your spirit team saying, like, you need to be financially stable because regardless of if this is a person that is trying to drain you, right, use you, right, groupie vampiric energy, don't let them drain you financially, okay? If this person is perceiving you as groupie vampiric energy and you rely on them financially, regardless of, I don't care the optics, I don't care if it's true or not. What I'm saying is, this person's perceiving you as that and you rely on them financially, your spirit team is literally saying prioritize your financial security, okay? So I'm gonna close you out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Oh, I love it. The spirit team got on me. When I split, I was already thinking about it before I pushed it back. There is another pile. Just because you chose both doesn't mean that like you're having chaotic financial career issues. I'm not saying that. I led with that because I don't want y'all out here in bad situations. That's not good. But like the lighter side of this pile and even the other one, if you're coming both, something about prioritizing your financial security is going to be really good for you because that unfinished business. Because why is that like that? Because I got fireworks and taste here. This past life card was there. We have a harvest that has been unfulfilled. We have an inheritance pending, right? I mentioned this rules other people's money because it rules inheritances and debts. There's a karmic debt, a karmic inheritance pending. Okay. And it is directly connected to this person, I guess you're asking about. Like, I'm not saying like they owe you money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying something about your career, your financial security, especially if you pick both piles. There's a harvest that's going to help with this karmic debt inheritance that's associated with the relationship. Okay. So that's the lighter side, is the harvest attribute. Whereas the shadow is just make sure you're stable so that you don't get caught off guard and be put in a bad situation. Like the good situation, the harvest is helping develop the connection in the lightest of sense. So I just needed to come back and clear that up really quick. So I'm going to close you out for real this time.